G'day guys, today we're going to have a quick chat just about some preventative maintenance and some maintenance that you can do at home for your augers and to keep your augers so they're working in their best possible performance. So we'll start here with the general purpose, the A series auger, which just uses your flat teeth held in with rubber or a pin or the padlock. Nice combination of locking in there for the tooth. Now with these ones, not a lot that you have to do with maintenance. The main one here is, and the most common thing that we see, is that this outside tooth here, it obviously does the most work. It's travelling the furthest distance on that circumference of that auger. So that outside really works hard. So you will notice that you'll get a rounding off on this outside corner. As that gets down to, half a carbide or a full carbide gone, you really need to think about removing that tooth and replacing it. Because if you go further than that, you're going to start wearing into the pocket, you're going to start wearing into the head of the auger and then the flights, and you'll end up with an ice cream cone. Basically, we see plenty of these augers come in, and the guy would say it started off cutting 12 inch, it's only doing about 6 inches now, and that's because half the cutting head is disintegrated. Keep those outside teeth up to good condition and new. You can move them from the outside to the inside. If you've still got 2 bits of carbide left, you can move that. If your chisel one's worn out, you can move that to the inside just to get a bit of extra value out of that tooth. So good tip to know. Also with your pilot, whatever this part is nice and you cut about 100 mil 4 inch, it's going to be giving you good protection in here. Once this starts to undersize and your fins on the outside here are gone, then you're really going to start to struggle to pull that auger in. So keep an eye on that. If that's cutting undersized, you could get scalloping through here on your pockets, which again is going to cause damage to those pockets. You're going to have to book it in, get it fixed. So keep the teeth up, keep the pilots up, replace them regularly, and you'll protect your auger. Much the same as we move into the RC, the Rock Combo series. It's just a smaller version of this tooth. Goes from 3 carbides to 2, and then 1 on the inside. And that again just helps with that penetration. Again, we have 2 cutters both sides doing that outside work. So as they're wearing and you're noticing they're starting to wear, you can again pop them on the insides and replace with fresh teeth on the outside so that you're protecting your pocket. So make sure all your wear parts are in. They do have a little locating section at the front here so they know that, so you know that it's in the right position. If you notice this tooth's turned, it's come out slightly, it's turned, you need to knock that out and reposition it so that you're getting the correct wear pattern on the tooth. Exactly the same pilot, so you want to run the same principles as the last one. So keep an eye on your edges here, make sure they're not wearing. That's a telltale sign of your teeth wearing out as well. So when we move to the DR, the dedicated rock, this is definitely one that you need to be a little bit more maintenance on. This might be end of a hard week, you're checking it and checking your wear parts if you're in hard ground, but your dedicated rock, you want to be checking that before you start. You want to be checking that during cutting of the hole and after cutting of the hole, and then you've also got some maintenance at the end of the day that you need to do. First things you need to notice is if you're not getting a fast penetration rate into that hole and you're sitting there for quite an extensive amount of time just turning and turning, even though this is going down slowly, you've got a stack of material that is just overburdened that's sitting in there and it's just rubbing away on all your components. Now, no matter where you place these teeth, you're going to get wear. So you'll notice the pilot will be the first one. This is only working in a very small diameter, and if that auger's rocking around side to side, you're going to get rubbing. You've also got all this overburden material just rubbing in on this spot. So you will see wear spots on this. The beauty of this pilot is you can have a spare one, you pull that out, you put the new one in, and you can rebuild those back in the shed or send them off to service. But other than that, keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on your pockets. Again, if you're starting to see washout through between the teeth, then that's a sign that either you've lost the carbide on one of the teeth or one of the teeth has got a big scallop out of it, means they've stopped rotating. So you need to then pull that out. Got to give it a blow with a dead blow hammer or a copper-headed hammer, something that's not a hard steel hammer, because you're going to chip your carbide. But you want to make sure those teeth are nice and free and rotating. You don't want them locked into position. As soon as they lock into position, then they're ineffective at wear. They'll still penetrate the ground, but you won't get the best wear out of them. They'll wear in behind the carbide will drop off. Once that carbide's off, then you will damage your pockets very, very quickly. So keep an eye on those, keep the wear parts. You need to be pricing that up in your job. If you're drilling rock, expect to go through teeth. Rock is very hard on these teeth, so you need to be keeping an eye on that. That might be a set of teeth per hole. It might be 2 sets per hole, depending on how deep you're going. But you really want to be keeping an eye on that and just making sure that they're all working their best. So that's through the day. End of the day, don't just throw it in the back of the truck and forget about it until the next time. If that's been in there and you've got water in the hole, it's hot, it's cold, it's hot, it's cold, what happens is that metal will then shrink. All that dirt will be in the pocket as well, and they will set like concrete. They will hold those teeth in. No matter what you do to belt those things out, you'll end up having to drop it in for a repair and get it cut out. If you, at the end of the day, knock it out, blow it out, wash it out with a high pressure hose and pop your tooth back in, you'll find that they're going to work really well each time. You're not going to have to worry about your teeth locking up and freezing up. So don't put any oil in there, don't put grease in there. That only attracts the dirt to it when you're drilling next time. Just keep them nice and clean, let them dry out, bump your tooth back in, and you'll find that that auger will serve you well. Okay, so another thing we need to check each day is your pin and your clip. You just want to make sure that there's no fatigue cracks, it's not bent, it's still in nice shape, no cracks through here, or that your spring has lost tension. Carefully your finger there, make sure they're nice and tight. We'll turn it back, ready to go. If you've got any questions, give us a call and look us up on the website.